You might not realize it, but your legs are already losing strength. It never starts with a big alarm bell. No. It starts the day you get up from a chair and feel a slight resistance. A few months later, climbing stairs leaves you a little out of breath. Then one morning, you realize that even a short walk seems longer than before, and that's when you think, it's normal, I'm getting old. Except it's not. It's not just aging. It's a silent, gradual, and dangerous phenomenon, muscle loss, the real thief of independence after 60. What many people don't realize is that the legs are the first to weaken, and when they weaken, everything falters. Your balance, your stability, your ability to walk without getting tired, and above all, your risk of falling, which literally skyrockets after age 70. But here's the good news. Even at 70, 80, or 90, you can rebuild your legs not en revenant à la salle de sport, not avec des exercices difficiles, but with something you already do every day, eat. Because the science is clear. Certain foods reactivate your muscle strength, protect your bones, improve your circulation, and give your legs a real feeling of power and stability, and you can add them to your diet starting today. In what follows, I'm going to show you 6 powerful, scientifically proven foods that help seniors regain strong, flexible, and energetic legs. Simple foods, accessible, and sometimes already in your kitchen, but rarely used correctly. Before we go any further, tell me in the comments, how old are you, and where are you watching this video from? I love seeing how far our next age health community is growing worldwide. So, get comfortable. We're going to start with the first food, the one that gives you the long-lasting energy your legs crave, even if you don't exercise. Next, we'll dive straight into the foods that build your strength step by step, and you'll see why some of them are true muscle fuel for seniors. We'll start with a food you know very well, but that you probably don't yet use as a real strength booster, the sweet potato. You know, as you get older, your body becomes less efficient at storing and using energy. That's why simple tasks, carrying a bag, walking uphill, gardening, can feel harder than before. Sweet potatoes, on the other hand, provide clean fuel for your engine. Not a quick burst of energy that gives you a short boost before you collapse. No, a long-lasting fuel that nourishes your muscles for hours. The key? It's complex carbohydrates which prevent blood sugar spikes and keep your legs stable, responsive, and able to walk for long periods without sudden fatigue. But that's not all. Its orange flesh is a veritable natural pharmacy. Vitamine A pour réparer les micro-trous dans les muscles. Potassium to prevent cramps and keep muscles well hydrated. Beta-carotene to calm inflammation, the hidden enemy that erodes strength over time. A study conducted in South Korea on more than 2,000 adults over the age of 65 showed that a higher intake of beta-carotene was associated with better muscle endurance and less joint pain. It's subtle, but very powerful. And then there's something we too often forget: your gut. Poor digestion, poor absorption, and even the best foods are useless. Sweet potatoes, rich in soluble fiber, help your body better absorb the nutrients that build your strength. You can roast them, mash them, add them to soups, bowls, and salads. The more regularly you eat them, the more you'll feel this surprising effect: legs that go the distance better. Now, let's move on to a food that many completely underestimate. An everyday food, but one that can transform your endurance throughout the day. In the following sections, I'll show you how a simple morning bowl can prevent your legs from feeling heavy before noon. You probably know this food. You may have even eaten it all your life, but without ever realizing how much it can change your strength after 60. Oatmeal. If your legs feel heavy midday, if you lack the stamina for long walks, or if you feel that heaviness as soon as you climb stairs, oats can help you more than you think. Why? Because as your body ages, it loses some of its ability to stabilize energy. Your blood sugar fluctuates, your endurance becomes erratic, and your muscles receive confused signals. Oats, however, act as a natural regulator. Its slow-release carbohydrates provide energy, stable energy for several hours. No energy crashes, no weak legs, just a consistency that allows you to walk, garden, cook, live, without getting out of breath too quickly. But what makes oats a superfood for seniors is also their richness in plant-based protein. This protein helps rebuild muscle fibers that gradually disappear starting around age 50, a process called sarcopenia. There are also two essential minerals: iron, which transports oxygen to your muscles; magnesium, which prevents cramps, spasms, and that feeling of stiffness in the calves. A study conducted in Finland on nearly 1,000 people over 60 showed that seniors with sufficient magnesium intake experienced 30% fewer nighttime cramps. You know those cramps that wake you up in the middle of the night? Oats can really help soothe them. And there's another benefit I love. Oats improve circulation. More flexible blood vessels mean more oxygen for your legs and faster recovery after exercise. Eat them warm in the morning, blended into a smoothie, or made into homemade oat cakes. Whatever the recipe, the important thing is consistency. Now, I'm going to tell you about a food often associated with younger generations, but which is actually an incredible ally for seniors. One that reduces stiffness and pain and keeps your movements fluid. Next, you'll discover the superfood that restores flexibility to legs like few others. We now come to a food that many consider trendy, when it should be a staple in the diet of seniors: the avocado. You've probably already noticed, with age, stiffness sets in. In the morning, when you get up, your legs feel a little stiff. After sitting for a while, your muscles tighten, your knees ache. It's not just age, it's inflammation. That silent fire that burns in the tissues, damages muscle fibers, and makes every movement less fluid. Avocado, on the other hand, acts like a fire extinguisher. Its monounsaturated fatty acids calm inflammation, protect muscles, and soothe joints. The result? Greater flexibility, less pain, and more fluidity in every step. And if you suffer from cramps, spasms, or even those nighttime cramps that wake you with a start, you should really include it in your diet more often. Why? Because it contains more potassium than a banana, and potassium is essential for proper muscle contractions. A study conducted in Mexico on over 1,500 seniors showed that a diet rich in potassium reduced cramps and chronic stiffness in the lower limbs by 33%. That's huge. And avocados are at the top of the list. You also get another benefit: vitamin E, an antioxidant that repairs muscle micro-tears, those tiny invisible fatigues that, when accumulated, make you feel heavy or sluggish. And then there's its richness in healthy fats, which improve circulation. Better nourished, better oxygenated legs, that's the guarantee of less fatigue over time. You can eat it on toast, as guacamole, in a salad, in a smoothie, or even on its own with a squeeze of lemon. No matter how you eat it, it's consistency that will make the difference. So now, let's take it up a notch. The next food, it's not just a protector, it's an anti-aging shield. A food that helps your muscles stay young, fast, and strong, even after 70. In what follows, you'll discover the natural secret that helps seniors maintain vibrant, responsive, and energetic legs. You know, there's a food that acts as a true anti-aging shield for your muscles. A simple, colorful, often sweet food, but incredibly powerful. Berries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, strawberries. These little fruits may not look like much, but they work hard for you. Very hard. The problem is that every day your body is subjected to what's called oxidative stress. It's a bit like rust in the human body. It attacks your muscles, slows recovery, increases pain, and contributes to that feeling of tired legs, even after a relaxing day. Berries, on the other hand, stop this process. They are packed with antioxidants, particularly anthocyanins, which protect your muscle fibers like an invisible shield. A study conducted in the United States on more than 3,000 seniors showed that those who regularly consumed berries had a faster walking speed and greater muscle strength, even after adjusting for age. That shows just how real the effect is. And that's not all. These berries reduce chronic inflammation, improve tendon flexibility, and support the production of carbon dioxide ileogen, the protein that keeps your muscles and joints young and responsive. It's also fuel for your brain. less fog, more clarity, more responsiveness, because yes, strong legs plus sharp brain equals better coordination, fewer falls, and more confidence in every move. You can add them to your yogurt, your oatmeal, your smoothies, or simply eat them as is. The important thing is to eat a handful regularly. And now, we come to the final duo. The two most powerful foods for truly rebuilding muscle. All doctors know this. After 60, if you want to keep strong legs, these are the two foods you absolutely cannot neglect. In what follows, I'm going to show you how one of them can literally rebuild your muscle mass, even if you haven't exercised in years. Now we come to the two most powerful foods for rebuilding your strength. If you truly want to maintain strong, stable, and responsive legs, even after 70 or 80, this is where it all begins. We'll start with a nutritional powerhouse, salmon. You know, every time you get up from a chair, climb a step, or go for a walk, your leg muscles support your entire weight. It's an enormous amount of work, but with age, your ability to rebuild these muscle fibers diminishes. The result? Loss of strength, fatigue, and a feeling of instability. Salmon, cependant, fournit exactement ce dont votre corps a besoin pour reconstruire des muscles de qualité. Its protein is rich, complete, and easily used by your body. But its most powerful asset is its omega-3 fatty acids. These healthy fats reduce inflammation, improve circulation, facilitate movement, and alleviate joint pain. A study conducted in Italy on over 1,000 adults over the age of 65 showed that those who ate oily fish twice a week had significantly greater muscle strength. And a reduced risk of falls. Omega-3 fatty acids also improve nerve sensitivity. Your movements become more precise, your reactions faster, your balance more stable. Even in small quantities, 2 to 3 servings per week, salmon can transform how you feel every day. And now, we come to number 1, the most complete food, the simplest, the most accessible, but also the most underestimated, the egg. It's impossible to talk about strength after 60 without talking about eggs. Each egg contains all 9 essential amino acids needed to rebuild muscle, not halfway, not almost, perfectly. And that's not all. Eggs are rich in vitamin D, a nutrient that many seniors unknowingly lack. When vitamin D levels drop, strength drops, balance decreases, and the risk of falling increases. A meta-analysis conducted in the UK showed that insufficient vitamin D levels were associated with a measurable reduction in leg muscle strength and increased instability. And then there's choline, this often overlooked but essential nutrient for proper muscle and nerve communication. More choline equals better coordination, equals no more hesitating legs when you walk. You see, sometimes the simplest foods are also the most powerful. 1 or 2 eggs a day, and you're giving your body a clear signal. I want to rebuild my strength. And now that you know the 6 foods, let me tell you something important. You don't need to eat them all every day. You can spread them out over the week, combine them, adapt them to your tastes. The key is consistency. And if you're wondering, do I also need to exercise? The answer is simple. Even a little movement amplifies the effects of these foods. A few steps, a few stretches, a few high knees in the living room, that's enough to activate muscle repair. Of course, everything I share here is for informational purposes only and does not replace the advice of a healthcare professional. If you are undergoing treatment, have specific pain, or a medical condition, always talk to your doctor before changing your diet. So let's do a quick recap together. Sweet potatoes boost your long-term energy. Oats stabilize your strength and prevent cramps. Avocado loosens your muscles and reduces inflammation. Berries protect your muscle fibers and slow down muscle aging. Salmon massively rebuilds strength. Eggs complete the job day after day. 6 simple foods, 6 powerful allies, 6 ways to give your legs the strength they deserve. Now tell me in the comments, which of these 6 foods will you add to your plate this week? And above all, don't forget to subscribe to Next Stage Health to receive weekly scientific, human, and practical advice age appropriate. You deserve it. Stay strong, stay mobile, and above all, Keep moving forward. Every step is an investment in your future.